Good afternoon and welcome to Ask the Abbey. I'm Alan Hughes here with Will Howard.
Good to be here.
And we've got a couple announcements to run through. The big ones really are as we enter into Holy Week. This Sunday is Palm Sunday, so that really will kick off Holy Week. Again, service 10 a.m. Sunday. We'll be live streaming it as well. And right after that service, from 4 to 6 p.m., we'll have that extravaganza, and it's just a great time. And just encourage everybody to come out to that. Just come hang out, watch the kids, petting zoo, all that kind of stuff. It'll be a lot of fun. But please go online and register for that so we know how much food to provide. Just go to the website. It's right there. You can't miss it. Click on there. If you have any problems, just call the church and let us know. But as we get a number count, that would be great to hear about. And it's a great way to come and just have a good social time and see each other and watch the kids play. So join us for that.
Good opportunity after a Palm Sunday to kick off Holy Week together and some fellowship, and hopefully the weather will look like it does outside right now.
That will be
because
good.
It'd be a wonderful time to be spent outside. Another thing about next week, we announced we were going to have a meeting on this coming Thursday for middle school and high school. We are in the throes, we are finding, of high school and middle school sporting events. So we've got a ton of conflicts for Thursday. So we're going to postpone that meeting and hold that sometime right after Easter. So if you had that on your calendar, we are going to postpone that. We'll make sure we get an email out to let you all know that as well. But we'll get that back on the calendar right after Easter. I think some of the things that seemingly create some conflicts for our middle school and high school families will kind of subside somewhat after the Easter spring break season.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Yeah.
And then next week, we'll have Good Friday service. That's going to be a 6:30 p.m. service. That's going to be a 10 embrace service. If you haven't done one of those in a while, it's a great way to get your mind focused on the Lord. It's a great, it goes from light to darkness is the movement of the 10 embrace service. 6:30 right here. And again, we will live stream that. That'll be hard to do live streaming as it gets darker, but we're going to give it a shot. We don't want people to miss that, but it's a pretty
impactful
service. Yeah, it's moving, and it ends in silence and darkness as we start to prepare for Easter, which will be 10 o'clock on Easter Sunday. It's interesting this year. Yeah. We're going to do on Easter Sunday. And it'll be right there outside under the tents with the social distancing, and just a great time to celebrate the resurrection of the Lord and why we do all we do. It's the big day of the Christian year. So,
and we've got some cards out here. So if between now and then you come by for a service, or you come by Sunday afternoon for the extravaganza, be sure to grab a few cards and invite somebody here. Again, trying to open things back up as safely and as easily as we can.
Right.
So we want to make sure we get folks here if we can. We will do it safely, and as Alan said, social distance. The tent will give us a little bit more space than we currently have in the sanctuary. So looking forward to that Easter Sunday service.
And last thing, as you know, is we're moving towards getting our annual meeting scheduled, and we're still looking at a good time to do that and where we can do that. Prior to that, we wanted to give you just a little bit of the budget update on where we are. Will, would you?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, a couple people have asked a few questions around the budget. As most of you know, we typically try and have a budget presentation during our annual meeting. Obviously, that was postponed due to COVID. And we've moved that back, so we're finalizing a date now for that sometime, I think, in May, prior to all the schools going on summer break and so have you. But just in case some of you did have some questions, we wanted to touch on it for a few quick minutes here. The vestry did pass a budget through our normal budget process. We work through typically most of November and December trying to formulate that budget for the year. We got the pledge cards in, and based on that, the vestry approved a budget of just over $605,000. That's right in line with what our 2020 budget was. We came in a little lower in 2020. I think a combination of that leadership transition and then COVID, it did impact our our operating budget. But we were able to come out ahead of the game. We were able to manage expenses through the year fairly effectively and had a positive financial year in 2020. Again, with those headwinds, I think that's something positive to kind of make sure that we announce out there. So we do seem to be in a fairly healthy place from a financial standpoint. The church did take advantage of the payroll protection program that the federal government had, which helped us out as well. So we are in a good and healthy place. I'd be remiss to say that we didn't want to grow the budget. There are certainly some ministries we would love to expand, and I think in order to do that, as a church, we will need to grow both in numbers and financially in our budget. But I'm very proud of the fact that we've been able to continue to support our outreach efforts at the same level we did in 2019 and 2020 for the most part. We've continued to be able to support the Anglican mission and our tithe to the mission, which I'm very proud of as well. And so just from a budget standpoint, yes, we've got a current operating budget. It does create a surplus for us at the end of the year if we're able to meet that. Martin Phillips is our finance chair on the vestry. Angie Bunn is our treasurer. So I appreciate their efforts. Both of them spend a tremendous amount of time looking over the finances of the church. And so I'm very appreciative of that. If you do have specific questions between now and in the annual meeting, please give me a call. I'm sure Angie and Martin would both be happy to be available for a specific question as well. But we don't want you to feel like you've got to wait till the end of May to ask something regarding the finances or the budget. We're ready and willing and able to answer whatever you may have. So a long answer to a very short question, but the budget is in place and we're doing fine.
Well, I'll say this in closing, just as an interim working with this vestry and with this finance team, I found nothing but, goodwill and cooperation and a willingness to, communicate everything that's going on. And so it's been a joy working with you guys. And again, any questions you have, don't hesitate to ask.
Yeah. I guess too, ought to just mentioned, it's kind of as a last minute update. I just remembered this. I think last week we mentioned the search committee was meeting on Thursday. So the day after we put it out, they did meet, had a very productive meeting. We should be by the end of this week updating the master search document online. So for those, again, that have some questions about where that stands, you should be able to go online, take a look. It is very descriptive in how we're moving through this search process. I think we concluded last week's meeting with pray and trust. I'm still in that as my mantra for the year right now. So just for that, if for those that are curious on where that stands, we do continue to see that progressing, and we'll have probably something in more detail, maybe an announcement next week in Ask the Abbey or during the service.
Maybe we can get one of those guys to come and ask the Abbey, and we can get them to do some announcements. But guys, thanks for tuning in again, and bless you. And we're looking forward to seeing you, or hopefully y'all seeing us via live stream over this next Holy Week that's coming up. God bless.
God bless. Thank you.